All right, Bills and Chiefs. This is the best game on the board, maybe best game of the year. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. Bills favored 2.5, 54 at Kansas City. This is the first time Patrick Mahomes is an underdog in 41 home games. And I think, listen, I think the Bills are unquestionably, in my mind, the best team in the NFL, and yet I keep picking against them. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Mahomes is 7-0-1 against the spread as an underdog. Maybe it's because Casey is 6-2 against the number in the last 8 home games. I know they didn't cover last week. Chiefs are doing it. They're middle of the pack in terms of rushing yards. That's what they kind of had to do, right? You didn't have Tyreek Hill in the 80-yard bomb, so they had to establish the running game. It's not top 5, but they have like 121 yards a game. It's working. Second highest scoring average. Obviously, the Bills are the first. I know Josh Allen, the Bills have a score to settle, but I think it's a last team with the ball win situation. Shaq and 2.5. While it doesn't seem to matter with weird stuff going on with 2-point conversions and decisions at the end of every game, 29-28 sounds like it could be a final. I'm taking the points.
I'm gonna go with the Bills. There does feel like legitimately a greater desire on the Buffalo side of things to make a point to themselves and to football and otherwise. And practically speaking, they've gone through Arrowhead. That didn't work out, so they understand that this head-to-head could determine ultimately where that playoff game is going to be played. We're assuming that these are the two best teams. And the Chiefs, I know they're 4-1, and I know I'm the big skeptic about this team, and Jeff Schwartz will text me about it and say, like, you're crazy getting down on the Chiefs, but they would have lost to the Raiders. I stand by that.
Hey, Martin, give us your pick on this. You're going Bills, I could tell.
Hell no.
Oh.
I can get look, like, just off of principle, Patrick Mahomes as an underdog. You said it a minute ago. He's been a favorite in like some 40 straight games. Like, that's 3 years. Like, I'm gonna go. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes as a dog while I can. And like it's one of those Kings stay kings. I like the Chiefs, as you mentioned it earlier, their ability to run the ball effectively. I think that's ultimately going to be the difference in a game where both teams are going to be trying to limit big plays. Like, who's going to be able to maintain, keep the line moving long enough to where, eat up enough of the clock. And then the only thing that really concerns me, well, besides the fact that Buffalo has this incredible passing attack, is the kicking situation with Kansas City. Like, if Harrison Butker was healthy, I'd love it.
Yeah, I hope it's did I get it wrong? I'm looking it up now. Is it 41 games at home or 41 overall that he's been an underdog? 41 in a row.
Off the top of my head, I can't tell you the last time that he's been an underdog.
Just in general, it's just 41. All right. Either way. All right, listen.
But I know it's something insane.
Can we move this to tonight? Who's going to complain if we move this to tonight? It's on a night game, so I think CBS, from what I remember, had the option of taking this or what was the one a couple weeks ago? Chiefs, Bucks. And they took this. And I don't know. I don't know if it was a good decision, but both should have been good games on paper. Anyway, yeah.
I'll say the one practical thing that Marty just hit on there is that Josh Allen has been striking deep with a fair amount of regularity. And the Chiefs have got repeatedly over the top. Maybe Trent McDuffie makes a difference. The rookie, I assume he's going to be out there for this one. And so it does matter who wears the uniform in the Chiefs secondary. Yeah. But still, that should be an area of concern. How many times have you watched teams get them over the top in Arrowhead?
I might do that dumb thing where Martin, could you see it being like, oh, Bills destroy them or the Chiefs win? So I might go Bills minus 9.5 plus 235. And then take the Chiefs plus the points, too. I don't know. It could get out of hand. I hope it does.
At any point with the Buffalo Bills, a game can get out of hand. Do you see? I mean, just ask the Pittsburgh Steelers. As soon as they walked into the stadium, the game got out of hand.
It's not true. They got to third down before that Gabriel Davis pass, right, Shaq? It was looking good. They actually put pressure on.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right, listen, whatever you're betting, teasers, over, under, do it through Caesars because they have all the names. Caesar himself, Cleo, the Mannings, Henrik Lundqvist, and now yours truly. Yes, Against All Odds is now a proud member of the Caesars empire. And you know what it is that sets Caesars Sportsbook and Casino apart from the others? It's the perks. It's the only sports betting app with Caesars rewards, so every time you place a bet, win or lose, you get reward credits, which you could use towards game tickets, bonuses, experience free stays at iconic Caesars destinations, and more. And your very first bet, check this out, Harry. It's on Caesars. Up to $1,250. If you win, congrats. If you don't, you'll get it all back as a free bet. That first bet also gives you 1,000 tier credits and 1,000 reward credits, putting you closer to the types of perks only Caesars can offer. So download the app, use promo code CZRFULL, and go full Caesars this season. You would think Buffalo KC would be Sunday night, but it's Philly Dallas. By the way, check the biggest primetime rivalry in terms of number of games matchup. Biggest primetime rivalry since the merger, 29 times. Didn't that surprise you? I would have thought it was Dallas Giants because they shoved that down your throat for a decade. That was the opening Sunday night game or some kind of Sunday night game in there. This must have happened a lot in the Harold Carmichael, Wilbert Montgomery days for Monday night. They must have met a lot. But yeah, 29 times. Biggest rivalry.
Boy, that is surprising. It seems like, just feels like off the top of my head, the Eagles haven't had that many relevant teams compared to the Giants. But I guess they're, hit and miss over the decades as well. But yeah, that is surprising.
I feel like they always start the game, like the season out, like week around this time, right around when things are getting settled in with a nice Cowboys-Eagles game on Monday Night Football. Like, I remember watching this one with you last year. You were thinking that, or 2 years ago rather, when they were like, "Man, are they good? Are they good? Are they good?" And
right, that was a Thursday, right? Yeah, I think. I'll have to look into it. I bet it was the merger was what 1970. I bet a lot of it was in the first 2 decades.
I'd love to see that full list. I'd like to see like the top 10 of that and see if I could guess at those. I wish you hadn't revealed that one. We could.
They flashed it. They flashed it quickly on ESPN yesterday. I know Giants Cowboys. So this is 29 times. Giants Cowboys was 27. There's a few 27s in there. Yeah, I'll. You know what? I'll get a hold of that list and we'll play.
Because it would have to be Cowboys, Raiders, Steelers, probably the Niners, and the Packers. But yeah, that's would be involved in those. But interesting.
Chiefs
I'm surprised by that Eagles one.
Chiefs over the last few years, I would say. But yeah, it's not a Bills. No, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It has to be who really has lasted the
Niners. The Niners have been relevant for 40 something years at this point. Without
so Niners Rams
pretty much.
What would that be? The Niners Rams would be that matchup. I mean, their biggest primetime rivalry.
Yeah, I guess that makes some sense. Wow, the Niners would have to be in there somewhere. Yeah, but who's their natural rival that has transcended a decade or whatever, not the Seahawks, obviously.
Spaghetti or meatballs, if you could pull that up in the next 40 minutes, that'd be fun to look at. But all right, I don't know why this is 6, though. Now I'm getting full of myself here with this Cowboys team. Martin, the way I understand it is you have to score points to cover a spread. So if the spread is 6 to cover, you have to score at least 7. Is that right, or did that change? Isn't that how it is?
I think you're on to something there.
Okay, all right. Look, this could be the one where Cooper Rush does all the things we praise him for not doing, coughs up the ball in a sack, he throws it in double coverage, etc. But I'm trusting the Cowboys defense to keep it close. They've won 6 straight road games. They're 10-1 against spread in their last 11. And Jerry Jones is 80 today. How about that? He's 80, Shaq. That has to factor into the line. If he was 77, I think the line would be lower. No
dirt. The most important thing for Jared, no dirt on that guy.
Nothing on that guy. Yeah.
No.
It is interesting though, because so when did they win their Super Bowl last? 95. So Shaq, he was our age.
We weren't even alive when it.
No, but what's interesting is he was about our age when that happened. And he must have thought to himself, it was 27 years ago. So he was 53. He must have thought to himself, like, I'll be back. How many times? Half dozen times? Like, good Lord. We're in trouble.
Marino of owners, except that he actually won a Lombardi. But basically the same effect.
All right, Shaq. Well, if you like Dallas plus 12.5 or 12 on a teaser, maybe you like him plus 6.
I do like the Cowboys. I'm threading the needle here. I lean towards on the money line towards the Eagles at home. It's a big time atmosphere, but man, that defense travels. They are dominating teams. It's the game in LA last week against the Rams didn't go that different than I anticipated. I thought the Rams defense would perform, and it did. The problem was that then the special teams for the Cowboys rose up as well. Man, Micah Parsons is, talk about the Jenga piece, the guy who makes the whole thing straw that stirs the drink and everything else. Is there anyone more relevant non-QB to his team's success right now than Micah Parsons is to the Dallas Cowboys? The spoiler alert answer is no, there isn't.
Oh, good. I'm glad the answer is no. Martin, I'll say this about the Eagles. They score early. You look up on Red Zone, Jalen Hurts has a 3-yard touchdown run, maybe 2 by the time of the second quarter. That's how they've been doing it against these teams. So it's a different game if Cooper Rush is asked to play comeback, right? Down 10 in the second quarter, but I still like the points. What do you think?
And I ultimately do think that Cooper Rush is going to have to play comeback. Like if you look at some of the scoring stats for the Eagles, they're a big first half scoring team, especially in the second quarter. Cooper Rush has not had to play from behind at all. And, we saw, if you look at the worst offenses in terms of scoring, the Cowboys are right there, like with the Panthers, with the Rams, now I can't remember the other two, but those are the Broncos, but they're right there. The teams that they're just not scoring a lot of points, even though they're winning a lot of games. And I know I said it last week, it's going to come to fruition and it's finally going to come, and Cooper Rush's, glass slipper will finally break. But especially if the Eagles offensive line is healthy, Michael Parsons coming off a groin, he was coming in just being on third down, being effective. And Dave, I think you're wrong about non-QB. I think he's more important to his team than some quarterbacks are to their teams. Like,
oh wow,
I really do. I don't. There's no way they're doing what they're doing without him. And I think he's transcended quarterback for some guys. Obviously not the top end guys, but for some of them. So if he can't go, if he's limited, that makes me think like I'm way out on the Cowboys. But like I said, he had a hurt groin that came in on third down and still was wreaking havoc. Right. So this gives me a lot of cause for concern.
He's a superhero. Yeah. I'm taking the points. Yeah. I'm taking the points. I'm taking the +6 here. But I do acknowledge that it could get ugly early and then that'll suck for Sunday night viewing.